Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about a leaked patch notes preview, sort of, I don't know. I'm sure you guys have been seeing this paste bin floating around on Discord. It's been spreading pretty fast, to be honest. So I don't know the original person who started sharing it on Discord. However, it says here in the paste bin that this was privately leaked via a staff member that works at NC West. So this patch notes will give us a general idea of what NC West is thinking. However, again, these are all leaks, so none of them have been confirmed, but you know, we've been cross-checking with a couple regions, with Korea mainly, and a lot of it seems to match up, which is good news. And so I'm just going to go down the list. If you guys don't want to watch the video and just want to read it for yourselves, the link is in the description below, so you can just click on that and look at it for yourself. So without further ado, first of all, they're adding a vault update. This is basically your bank. So the final 4 rows of the basic vault are now unlockable. A new tab is available for all account-bound items and can be accessed by all characters on the account. This is great. We finally have like a account-bound bank. So instead of transferring your account-bound items from character to character, etc., you can now consolidate them all into this one tab in this one bank account. That way, all the characters on the same account can take out items whenever they want, and it makes things a lot easier, and it'll save a lot of space for all your characters, because now your items can all go into this special bank. A new tab is now available for premium membership subscribers. If premium membership expires, players can still withdraw the items from this tab but can no longer put items in it. So this is great because, you know, more storage is always good. However, again, this is only for premium members. Martial Tome upgrade. We are now able to complete builds with your Martial Tome. This includes soul shields, accessories, weapon, and HM distribution, as long as they are currently in your inventory. Items not in your inventory will not be switched. I never really used the Martial Tome. This basically just saves like your builds and stuff, but now it can go more extensive. However, you need to have all the items in your inventory. So it's a nice quality of life change, but for me, it's not a big deal. New graphical option update. You are now able to replace all player models for the wooden training dummy character model in your graphical options. Character's height will not translate to this model, and races will not affect the model either. This is to aid those who have difficulty with graphical lag or even in PvP situations, so that other players are clearer to you. I'm not sure about how they're going to handle the PvP thing if they make everyone into training dummies, and since the character's height and race will not translate into the model, since it's all going to be uniformed, all of the wooden training dummies, what's going to be interesting for me would be, how would you know what class is what, right? Unless they made training dummies look different depending on what classes they are. What interests me the most is like the character height will not translate into this model, and races will not affect the model either. So basically the training dummies height and they're all going to be the same. So you're not going to know what you're fighting in PvP, right? That's the thing that I'm a little bit confused about. But for PvE, this change is awesome, because now we're able to turn on this effect, and then when we're doing Twilight Temple's first boss during Soul Burst, it'll be much easier even for people with, you know, crappy PCs, where at least it's now more playable, you know? Back then when you had to do Soul Burst, it was like, oh crap, I have to press Control F to show all the players, and then it's like lag, and then once that's over, you quickly hide all the players, and then you can play the game again. So hopefully with this training dummy character model, it will resolve a lot of the FPS issues, especially in raids. Players now have the option to disable skill damage numbers over their targets completely. This never really bothered me, but okay. Players can now zoom their camera further out than before. So even more than the 800 meter distance, you can now zoom out even more, which is good, I guess, if you want to see more. Wardrobe update. All common to legendary weapons of your class can be stored in the wardrobe. Clan outfit can also be stored. This is great. Nice quality of life. Solar energy. Dragon Express update. The following items will be added to the Dragon Express for purchase for solar energy. So now you can get legendary elements, legendary jewels. This is a very good change. However, it gets better. You get divine gray stones, pentagonal obsidians, hexagonal garnets, hexagonal duelist garnets, or the PvP garnet. You can get artisanal shield based, masterwork shield based, spicy dumplings, mild dumplings, all the sojus, champion's charm, legendary gem hammers, clarity charm, evolve stones, demon spirit stones, hormone cooldown reset charm, bloodstone fragment, incinerator stone, and vengeance orb. So that is pretty nice. All of these things are now obtainable with solar energy. However, out of this, the most interesting one for me would probably be legendary elements, legendary jewels, divine gray stones. These three are really, really nice, and obviously we've got your gems, so obsidian gems and garnets. These are probably the top 5 items that I will be going for. Most likely just a lot of legendary jewels, since I do have like 800, 900 of these solar energy sitting around. And over here, here's another nice change. Exchange options are now available for the following items with solar energy. So with black stones, you can upgrade them to silver scales. With silver scales, you can upgrade to onyx scales. This is very, very nice because we're going to need a lot of onyx scales in the future, and we now currently have an abundance of silver scales if you are in the late game already. So this is a very nice change. I didn't expect them to do this, but again, these are leaked patch notes, so not everything may be true. I'm always taking this with a pinch of salt. Raven King Soul can now be upgraded to Hive Queen Hearts. Blood Pearls can be upgraded to Sky Shadow Orbs. Sea Glass can be upgraded to Warforged Fragments. So this is a very, very nice change. Again, they don't tell us the cost of solar energies, like how many solar energies you actually need to transfer for these, but it's still a nice change to have the option. Soul Shield Fusion Upgrade. Soul Shield pieces that you have fused with extra stats via primers can now be used as primers themselves. The only aspect that will transfer as a primer is the stats that were added via the primer on the original Soul Shield piece. So this is really nice because now you have an incentive to upgrade a not so optimal piece. Let's say, for example, you have a Vortex Temple piece 8 that's not crit in accuracy, and you've been holding off on upgrading it, and you've been keeping all the duplicates until you get a crit accuracy roll. Now you can just fuse that not so optimal piece 8, max it out, and then when you do get a crit accuracy roll on a piece 8, you can now use your existing fully upgraded not optimal one, and just use that as a primer to fully upgrade your new crit accuracy piece 8 and just max it out in one go. So this is a very good update. I quite like this, as now I don't need to hoard up on all these useless piece 8s because I don't have the perfect rolls. Transmutation update. The following recipes will be added. Premium Transformation Gem. I don't know what that is. Interesting. Pet Pack, Sacred Vial, Legendary Jewels, Legendary Elements, Elixir Madness, Protection, and Resilience. This is nice because these elixirs used to be through event only or a cash item. So it's pretty nice to be able to get your elixirs now through crafting or through transmutation. And over here, I don't know what the premium transformation gem is, to be honest. So we'll have to find out. More dyad gem options increased. Now we've got obsidian, garnet, diamond, aquamarine, and amber. These are the good stuff. This is the good stuff. Obsidian, garnet, diamond, aquamarine. I'm really excited for these 4, mainly because I do PvE content. However, if you do PvP, amber is also interesting. But yeah, I'm quite happy that they're adding these dyad options. However, I think I'm just going to wait for Tro for these, to be honest. I'm not going to craft a dyad. It's too expensive. And then other than that, we've got Hallmoon Store today's special update. Every day an outfit or bundle, including adornments, will be in rotation. So this is an interesting update. So they're trying to push more cosmetics. Hopefully this allows some of the older, more, rare cosmetics to pop up onto the Hallmoon Store more often, since they have to rotate every single day. Celestial Basin update. all soul badges except for legendary soul badges will be available for purchase using peaches. This is a huge change. The problem that we had before was new players would come into the game and they would have to play for a month before they can get their first soul badge, because the most logical way was to get it through solar energies. Now with this change, you can legit just binge and just grind the heck out of Celestial Basin and immediately get your soul badge, which is extremely useful since most players, when they come into the game, they want to play a lot. So you could probably get your soul badge within a week easily. So that's good, and you can also grind up some EXP and some materials. Evolved Stones, Divine Grace Stones, and Spirit Stones are now available for purchase with peaches. This is also extremely good, especially the Divine Grace Stone. Divine Grace Stone used to be a very difficult item to get. You either had to get it from SK, which was a weekly raid, or you had to get it from Outlaw Island by farming Yalharan forever and ever, and farming Iron Tech Forge. So, you know, these three were not very accessible for new players, but farming peaches, easy. So now we can just farm peaches like crazy and get your Divine Grace Stones, and then get your fused soul badges as well. That would be really good. Tower of Infinity update. The NPCs will now include the newer classes to the roster of available opponents, along with the extended timer for each round, which allows for greater forgiveness on times to clear and gain floors. This doesn't really matter to me, to be honest. I don't care about this. Upon completing a run of Tower of Infinity, a new option for retry has been added and will allow players to start a new run of Tower of Infinity without exiting and entering again. This is a good change because that way, less loading screens. New items to be purchasable via Tower of Infinity tokens. Okay, this is interesting. So they're trying to push people to give more incentive to do TOI. I never really liked TOI. But now you can get Divine Grace Stones, Evolved Stones, Demon Spirit Stones, Legendary Jewels, Legendary Elements, Evolved Stones, and Bloodstone Fragments from this, from the currency that you get from TOI. And all TOI tokens will be merged into one type of token and will be used to purchase any soul badge. This is very good as well. I like this change a lot. It didn't really make much sense when there were like seasons of TOI and like courage badge. You had to like buy the token to get the courage soul badge. It's quite annoying, but this is a good change. Training arena update. All classes have been added to the roster, and now the previous 3-star system has been replaced with a 5-star system, and rewards have been adjusted. So this was, instead of going to TOI on the right side, you go on the left door, and the left door was a training area, and you can get some goodies there. I've never really did it much, but if you're a new player starting out, or if you're like trying to min-max everything, this is a nice place to get some rewards just to get you started. But I never really did this, so I don't know much about it. So here is the really good news. New account bound items: Grand Celestial Wings, Grand Celestial Steel, Sky Shadow Orb, Warforged Fragment, Onyx Scale, Frostburn Orb, Iron Conquer Medallion, Heart of the Great Thrall, all pet auras, all souls, all hearts, all experience charms, dragon trade pouches, all unopened weapon chests, outfit delivery stamps, Celestial Basin Key Fragment, Celestial Basin Key, Mutineer Coin Piece, Mutineer's Coin, Tranquility Emblem Fragment, Tranquility Emblems, Master Field Repair Tools, and Solar Energies. That is a lot of new account bound items. So obviously for late game, for end game players, Grand Celestial Wings, Grand Celestial Steel, Sky Shadow Orbs, and Onyx Scales, this is for you. This is great. Really cool stuff. For people that are in mid game, you've got your Frostburn Orb, your Iron Conquer Medallion, and your Heart of the Great Thrall is now account bound, which is also super cool, super good. They finally did it. And then like this part over here just blows my mind. All pet auras, all souls, and all hearts. This is insane. So you can just now focus on leveling up one character and investing all your resources on one soul, one pet aura, one heart, and just transfer them over to your other characters whenever you switch characters. And the great thing about it is with the new account bound items, you have that special bank that you can just put all account bound items in. and you don't actually have to mail it to your alts or whatever. Whenever you finish playing that character, just unequip your soul, unequip your heart, unequip your pet aura, put it in the bank, and then you can switch to another character, and then you can just take it out of the bank. So there's no need for mailing, and there's no confusion, and people aren't gonna be like, oh my gosh, where's my heart, where's my gems, where's my whatever. It's all consolidated into one bank account, which is great. Another thing that I'm very happy about is dragon trade pouches. So I don't buy dragon trade pouches. I only get these from events. And so I've got a bunch of dragon trade pouches lying around, like 5 on my Blade Master, 10 on my Gunner, and stuff like that. Now that they're all account bound, I can all put them on one character and actually unlock more slots, which is great. Other than that, for some people, you know, the Tranquility emblem is a big deal because of your new bracelet. So, you know, maybe you have a Warlock alt that you really don't want to farm Circle of Sundering on because, you know, farming Circle of Sundering on your Warlock really sucks. So you can do it on your main character and just transfer over the emblems to your alts, which is super, super nice. We've got more news. We're not even like halfway done. Next is the ranked season update. So I guess only this last one would be pretty important for some people out there. There's a few of you that are very good at PvP and you guys like to climb the ladder and you just make multiple alts of the same class because you're really good at that class. So just keep that in mind, that by having this in place, you will only get the reward once if you have, for example, 10 Force Masters. So just keep this in mind. If this does come in, you know, your Home Moon coin income will drop a bit. Quality of life update. Upon logging in, you will always have at minimum 1 HP and no longer ever log in dead with 0 HP. This will help with those who may get disconnected from the game while doing cross-server content and need to rejoin quickly to their dungeon or battleground. This is a very good update, mainly because, you know, I hate logging in because I disconnected from F8 and then I have to revive myself, which go through another loading screen, then I have to join the party, go through another loading screen. It's just a hassle, you know? So this is a good quality of life. When upgrading items, the default selected option will be the next level of the item rather than sometimes being a different path changed for the item. This sometimes causes new players confusion and would reduce the amount of support tickets we receive for this problem. This is a very good change. This will probably make their lives easier too. All items that can be combined via processing, for example, token fragments, blackstone fragments, mutineer, coin pieces, etc., can be returned to their original form by salvaging them. So this is a good change. They did the mutineer thing during the event. I'm glad that they're making it permanent now. Players can now accept and complete more quests daily. So they're removing the 40 quest limit. It doesn't really bother me. I never really did that many quests anyway. Upon self-reviving, players will no longer see a loading screen, and instead self-revival will behave more so like in Battlegrounds. So basically there's no loading screen whenever you press 4 and revive. It's the same thing as regular, it's just there's no loading screen for those who do not do Battlegrounds. Players can now sprint while using auto run. More practice dummies have been added to Mushin's Tower and now have the ability to be aerialed. Player Marketplace will now allow players to see items that are sold out, showing that 0 are for sale, but players can still look up the purchase history now. Okay, that's a nice change. Sprinting, wind walking, and gliding speeds have been increased. This is great, so now we move faster. Stamina regeneration speed has been increased, also very good. Animation and delivery time speeds have been increased on all Wheel of Fates. Okay, that's cool. Respawn times of world monsters have been... Wait, what? Respawn times of world monster has been decreased, allowing for faster respawns of world monsters. That's good again. Items will automatically stack instantly if player already owns them, instead of alternating positions or forcing inventory overflow. This is very nice. I hated it whenever I opened boxes and I always had to click the auto sort button. And I can only imagine for people who don't use the auto sort, it's a freaking nightmare. So very good change. I'm very happy about this one. Improved hitboxes, graphical representation, and collision detected for telegraphed attacks. Telegraphed attacks now are color coded to show if a CC and which type of CC is being used by a monster or a boss. This is interesting. So now when a boss is about to hit you with a CC, it's going to be red, blue, or green, basically, which is interesting. I'd like to see this in game. Further reduction in mailing costs for many items, including gems. Cool. Tower Trader Kancha update. Cost reductions for the following items: Divine Greystones, Eternity Soul Badge, Transcendent Soul Badge. Okay. You can now purchase the following items with Mutineer coins: Excellent Hallmoon EXP Charm, Ordinary EXP Charm, Transcendence Engine, and Evolve Stones. New Dungeon Difficulty Update. Many of you may remember the Pohoran event regarding the equalized stats and full original mechanics of Black Rand Supply Chain. We have heard your feedback and love for this event, and now we are introducing a new dungeon mode with this concept. I don't know where they heard about the love for this event, but okay, cool. Legacy Difficulty Mode. All original mechanics of every dungeon available in cross-server combined with equalized stats that are practical but challenging for the dungeon. You can once again relive the same feelings you felt with your friends as it was freshly released. The dungeon will have similar loot tables to hard mode difficulty. All epic grade dungeons using this new legacy difficulty will also have a chance for Merchant of Wonder to spawn, along with the completion of these dungeons that will give you legacy token fragments, which can be combined to create legacy tokens, which can be spent via the Dragon Express Union's Jinsaray coin exchange merchant NPC to purchase many useful items for all players of varying needs. This content is challenging and the rewards are reflective of this. So basically, you can farm this legacy difficulty, which is basically this has the same loot as hard mode. However, you also get this new currency by farming these dungeons, which you can use to buy goodies, which they haven't specified here, but okay, why not? Arena updates. I'm not gonna cover arena updates because I don't do arena. If you guys are interested, again, the link is in the description below, so you can just check it out there. Blah blah blah. Battlegrounds update, same thing here. I'm not gonna cover Battlegrounds in this video. Legendary Soul Shield update. Critical damage is now a stat available on Legendary Raid Soul Shields. These are all Battleground stuff. The only one that matters to me is critical damage is now a stat available on Legendary Soul Shields. These are Legendary Raid Soul Shields, sorry. Critical damage is a very important stat, especially when your crit chance gets pretty high up there, like 70%, 68%, 70%, and then crit damage does really help quite a bit. So this is interesting. PvP Legendary Accessory update, we'll skip that. Solo Dungeon update. Mushin's Tower floor 20 has increased drop rate for Youngsan prayer beads. That's cool. Outlaw Island now has increased drop rate for Mutineer coins. Cool. And Circle of Sundering has increased drop rate for Tranquility emblems. Awesome. So solo dungeons, you can get your currency faster, but they increase the drop rate, which is nice. New legendary item slot. This is the Nova. So you'll see this in a video that's either out already or coming out soon, where I talk about the Nova. So Nova Star. This item is now available and a new item slot is open for it to be used. This item is triggered on command with a new hotkey command. A list of upgrade costs will be released shortly. So the Nova is basically like an activatable soul. You hold Shift E and then you activate it. It lasts for 10 seconds and the cooldown is 1 minute. It's pretty cool. New Apprentice system update. Players can now request another player to be apprenticed of them using the right-click context menu. There's a limit of 2 apprentices per master. Apprentices will gain additional experience from quests and combat when their master is in the same party and within range. Masters will gain additional dynamic rewards when completing dungeons in the same party and within range of their apprentice. These rewards will vary depending on the dungeon. This is very interesting. I can definitely see people using this. If I introduce a friend into Blade and Soul, I make them my apprentice, they level up faster, I get rewarded for my time and stuff like that. So pretty interesting system. I've never seen this on the Chinese server, but why not? Outfit customization update. Many more outfits are available for customization, including previous outfits and new outfits. Clan outfit update. 5 new clan outfits are available for clans to create and use. Daily Dash update. You now have 3 options to choose from on each landed piece on Daily Dash. This allows players to get items that are more useful to them, as new players may not need some of the later content items yet, and veteran players may not need the early game items as much. This is very interesting. I want to see how they do it, but this is definitely a step in the right direction because there are items that I really don't want in Daily Dash. Legendary Soul Badge update. Previously, each class has soul badges that were designed for PvP, but currently have no legendary version. Legendary versions of these soul badges now exist, and their awakened stages will grant additional stats more relevant to PvP as well. Awakening of these PvP legendary soul badges now grant PvP attack power and debuff damage. Pet tags update. We previously temporarily released pet tags and elite pet tags. We are now allowing this as a normal feature and not temporarily tied to specific pet pouch events. Okay, so we can get this normally now. Cross-server lobby update. When in cross-server, the group recruitment areas now have an option to filter out normal, hard, or legacy mode dungeons. Players can no longer join party lobbies in cross-server when they do not meet the requirements to actually do the dungeon. This is based on currently active recruitment message and based on whether the player is locked out of the dungeon for any reason. Players currently in the lobby, when a dungeon recruitment message is selected, if they do not meet the requirements, they will automatically be removed from the lobby. This is very interesting. So if they play this right, what's going to happen is when you recruit for people, you're going to be able to select like weapon tiers. So let's say that I'm doing Dream Song Theater and I say, oh, I need a Ransu 3 or above. So I can select a Ransu 3 in my recruitment message. I'll link the room number, Dream Song Theater, a Ransu 3 plus. And so only people who actually do have a Ransu 3 or above, when they click on it, only then will they be able to join the actual lobby. So if let's say you're a Raven 9 player and you click on it, it won't let you into the lobby. However, what I really like over here is players currently in the lobby, when a dungeon recruitment message is selected, if they do not meet the requirements, then they will automatically be removed from the lobby. So this will prevent people that have baleful weapons or Raven 3 requesting people to have a Ransu plus in order to join their parties. So basically, when you recruit and you set a high weapon tier, you have to have that weapon or higher in order to post out of recruitment to recruit players of equal level. So this is a very interesting system, and I hope it plays out and for the better. So we'll see how this goes. Emotes can now be used when waiting in the lobby. Okay. Fixed issue where players are invisible in the lobby. Great. Gear upgrade update. This I can never read that properly. This is a very long video. Currently, the way gear upgrades typically work is you invest into upgrading for several stages, and then at a certain point in the upgrading process, you get a large increase in stats all of a sudden. We found that this is tending to lead players ignoring crucial pieces of gear in their upgrading process. All upgradable major pieces of gear will now have adjustments made to when and how the stats and effects are increased. From now on, the stats and effects will not be granted solely on a single upgrade stage, while other stages do very little. The stats and effects will now be divided more equally throughout the upgrading process, and the end result will still leaving the same stats and effects. This will exclude tier upgrades when brand new stats or effects are granted to an item. We hope that this will encourage players to upgrade their gear more equally, as each stage should grant a noticeable improvement in your character stats or ability. A full list of each change will be released shortly. This is interesting. So a good example would be when you're upgrading your soul. So, you don't really get a power spike when you're upgrading your Home Moon Soul until you get to Ascending. Once you get to your Ascending Soul, that's a big power spike. And then from Ascending, you don't really get a huge power spike until you get to True Cosmic. And then at True Cosmic, then you don't get a power spike until True Tiger. So those are the big power spike things that they're talking about here about gear. And another thing is, of course, about the bracelet. You know, everyone just, a lot of people, myself included, when we gear up our alts, we only focus on 3 to 4 things. We only focus on our weapon, on our bracelet, and our soul and pet aura. And that's it. We ignore everything else because the other pieces are not as essential. And so when they're talking about these changes, it's going to make everything more balanced. I don't know how they're going to do it, but, you know, whatever. Let's see how they do it. Legendary dungeon / raid update. All major bosses will now drop 1 soul shield piece of each class upon death. This is interesting. I don't know what they're going to do with this. I'm hoping that they're going to do it just like what it happens now. You know, when we kill the boss during this event, in the dynamic reward, we get that special box, which has a chance of giving us that scroll, but it also gives us a soul shield. So I'm hoping it's like a dynamic reward like that. However, what they might do what they did in Black Tower, is just when you kill the boss, it just drops a soul shield where it can be used for any class. So I don't know which path they're going, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. Soul shield purchases are adjusted both in price and requirements, allowing players to get soul shields a bit easier. This is great. Bosses now drop a box. When opened, allows the player to select among the available options which item they want from it. Restrictions of which boss gives which item is still active, but now players have the option to choose which of the items they need. This applies strictly to accessory and weapon upgrade material. This is interesting. For example, if we do Black Tower and you kill the 3rd boss, let's say that you need a lightning accessory, so you can pick that, or if you need a wind accessory, you can pick that. So basically it just allows more, I'm hoping that it allows us to actually pick what accessory we want from the box. So for example, I'm the raid leader, we kill the first boss in Twilight Temple. When I loot the box, it's going to give me like 3 options to choose from, or multiple options to choose from for the accessories. I can either pick the fire ring, I can either pick the earth earring, or I can pick the ice ring and stuff like that. I'm hoping they do something like that. That way, you know, whenever we do a raid, there won't be duplicates, and we're always able to get the items that our raid needs, or our raid members need, which would be pretty cool. Raid revival charms have shorter cooldown times. That's great. Hive Queen Bug Bomb has been removed again. Okay, interesting. UI customization. Greater control of your UI is now available. You may decide where skill and item cooldowns timers show on the screen individually. This allows players to place particularly important skills or item cooldown timers at very visible places for them, and less important timers elsewhere, or even hide them entirely off screen. Adjusting the scale of each element is also possible as well. That's cool. Simple mode update. Players are now able to edit and create your own string of and situational conditions using our new simple mode system. It does have limitations, but we do hope players find it useful for simple tasks. This is very, very good. I'm really hoping that this pans out the way that I'm thinking it pans out, which will basically allow us to create our own in-game macros, because it's just awesome. I'm really hoping that they don't fudge this one up, because I will properly use simple mode if they make this good. Warlock Thrall customization update. A new system that allows players to customize their Warlock Thrall color, name, and even vanity skins. Okay, sure. Force Master ribbon customization update. Force Masters are now able to customize the color or pattern of the ribbon for their bangle using chromatic threads. So finally, Force Masters out there, you can finally get your rainbow colored insane stuff. So good stuff there. BNS TV update. Players now have the ability to scale the window for BNS TV freely, however large or small they may like. Ooh, we are almost done, guys, almost done. New skill update. All races now have unique aerial escape. This skill does no damage or CC, but does allow each class to escape from an aerial. This skill cannot be reset by any means and has a 1 minute and 30-second cooldown time. Each race has a unique animation that pays homage to each of their origins. Lin has a keyring that saves them from from aerial. Gon has a dragon that saves them from aerial. Yoon has a phoenix that saves them from aerial. Jin has a turtle that saves them from aerial. We believe this adds a bit of uniqueness for each class/race combination, but also gives players an option to use in critical situations for both PvE and PvP. Interesting. Cool, I guess. Player inspection update. You will now be able to view other players' achievements and achievement points. Okay, cool. Skill visual update. 3 new NA/EU exclusive visual visual skills are now available. This was in the Trove, you know, the snowflake visual skin, the candy cane one. So out of these 3, I'm hoping the Lotus one comes in. Lotus looks pretty cool, but I don't know of the other 2 that they're talking about here. New Homemoon skill update. Classes with the currently unlockable Homemoon skill will now have access to unlocking this Homemoon skill by using the new item, Homemoon Advancement Scroll. This is available for purchase via Zen Beans or Battle Points. Players will unlock this final skill. This is different from the Taiwan server. Homemoon Training Room update. The list of the dungeon bosses you can train has been updated, finally. I really hope they add, you know, like the TT bosses and the newer dungeon bosses so that you can actually practice tanking them, right? Training dummy has been added into the list of the training options. Nice, I finally can hit a training dummy. Players now have a illusion training mode where they have access to which allows them to choose any gear in the game that their class can equip to further practice future rotations or discover gear they should focus on or upgrade or choose. When illusion training mode is active, the DPS meter color will change to blue instead of green, and the boss's name will have the word illusion placed before it. This is super cool because now you don't actually have to farm for the item, spend all the resources to upgrade it just to find out that it sucks. Now you can just go into the training room and find out if it's good or not. This is new. I did not know this was a thing. I really hope this isn't like some April Fool's joke or something. Please don't troll us. RNG transparency update. All items that show a percentage symbol in its context description will now show percentage numbers as well. Items that are less than 1% chance will show the less than 1%. We understand RNG can be a bit frustrating at times, but we hope that at least setting expectations properly will relieve this feeling a great deal. Okay, so, you know, they're gonna let us know what are the chances of getting items. I'm pretty sure a lot of the rare items are gonna be less than 1%. New loot distribution option update. Blind bid. Interesting. Blind bid. With a window of time, players can enter a bid amount into the bidding system, and other players cannot see others' bids. The winner will be the highest bidder and the item will automatically be distributed to them, while the gold will be distributed among the rest of the party. This is cool. This is really cool. So let's say that you're doing like a carry run. You could just do blind bid and be like, hey guys, now you guys can bid what you want, or bid as much as you want for these items. Necessity. Players will be given a window of time to select whether they need, want, or pass on an item. Need has a higher priority than want. If multiple players select need, RNG will decide among those who choose need. If no players choose need and only players left choose want, then RNG will decide among who will receive this item. If they implement the blind bid and the necessity, I can see myself using this. I will be using necessity in a lot of my Black Tower runs and stuff like that because it's just, you know, and my Vortex Temple actually, because it's just a hassle asking everyone, oh, do you need it? Do you not need it? Who wants this? Who wants that? You know, since now people can just roll, you know, it's very similar to the World of Warcraft. Like when I played back in the Molten Core days, it was like need or greed. So they're adding this. That's awesome. I love this. Crafting update. Characters can now learn 3 crafting guilds instead of 2. I like this change. Crafting recipes have been adjusted to better reflect their demand, usefulness, and access. A list of these changes will be released shortly. Reporting players update. An option for reporting players that are AFKing in battlegrounds or arenas now available. Currency exchange update. There are no longer fees. Wait a second. There are no longer fees for to buy to sell Homun coin or to buy Homun coin. I'm not sure about this one. Login rewards update. Players get 3 options of each reward they receive so that rewards can be more catered to a player's needs. More information regarding this update will be released soon. So that covers this entire paste bin. A lot of information. So there's a few things I want to point out. One is I'm very skeptical about this. This seems too good to be true. Honestly, it seems way too good to be true. So I'm very skeptical about it. 2, there are certain things here that I don't think they would do. For example, over here, currency exchange update, there's no longer fees. I don't think they would do that, but I might be wrong. And basically, it's just the sheer amount of things that they're changing. It seems to be a lot of changes, and some people have been speculating that this patch is coming with the Awakening patch, so it's like a super mega patch. But if the Awakening patch was in this, they would definitely mention it at like the very top, because that's a big deal, right? But they never wrote anything about that. So I have a feeling that all these changes is like the changes that they want to do in maybe the first half of 2019. I don't think this is all in one big patch. If all of these changes plus Awakening is all in one huge patch, that's really impressive. I would be very happy, and yeah, but to be perfectly honest, I don't think it is one big patch. I really think this is like a roadmap telling like their team being like, okay, in 2019 or in like the first quarter or the first 2 quarters of 2019, we're going to try to achieve all these things. I think that's sort of what this paste bin sort of outlines. That's my personal opinion. But if they do manage to do this and put all of these in the next patch, I am a very happy person. And give me an Awakening on top of this, that'll be freaking crazy. It would be mind-blowing. I don't know how long maintenance would be. I legitimately would not know how long maintenance would take to do all these patches or all these changes. It'd be freaking huge. Like, we would have to download like a 2 gig patch or something for all these changes. But yeah, that covers everything in these patch notes. Again, I want to stress, this is a leaked patch notes. I don't know the source. I only know from what it says from the paste bin at the very top. It just says, important note, this was privately leaked via a staff member that works at NC West. I don't know the validity of this, and I don't know who leaked it onto Discord. I just know that a lot of people sent me this and asked me to make a video out of it. So I just covered it, I voiced my thoughts, and that is the point of this video. Hopefully these changes really do come to the NA and EU servers. If they really do, I'll be really, really happy. Please make it happen. Please, Jonathan. Please, NC West. This is really awesome looking patch notes. So please make it happen. And yeah, anyway, if you found this video interesting, I would appreciate a subscribe. And thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.
What can I say except you're welcome? For the heals, the boosts, the rest.